channel where we chat football, and normally we don't do this. Normally I don't be up this late trying to create this video, but just trying to do an end of season report. I was going to do a video analyzing Liverpool end of season, but then I saw that Sky did a um, interview with Arne Slot, and I normally don't do reaction, so let's just get into it. Let's just get over there and just take a look at the video, analyze what, break down what he's saying, how does he view the season and stuff like that. So you know what? Let's just get on over there with that right now. Let's just play this and hear what he has to say.
That it's school report time. Lots of kids are getting their school reports. So what would be your
They're
school
talking
report
that
on
it's
this last year?
like a
Aids
school
and
report
efforts
for
or
the squad.
achievements? What would it be?
Yeah, in Holland we go from 0 to 10.
Yes,
So,
yeah, I mean, we do too
and
as
here,
well.
oh, you do as well.
To
Okay.
9, to 9.
Okay, A is a 9.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe slightly less because we lost the League Cup final, of course.
Okay.
Went down in the third round or fourth round in the FA Cup and were beaten on penalties by Paris Saint-Germain. So that still hurts a little bit. But when you look at the Premier League season, I think we deserve a 10. But because of the other exits, then 8 to 9, 8.5. That's
Okay, not bad.
No.
So he's saying that he rated the season at a 8.5 because we got knocked out of the cups. So if we had been in all the cups and win multiple trophies this season, then he would rate the season higher. But because we got knocked out of the cups, he's rated the season at a 8.5. Fair enough. I feel like a lot of Liverpool fans also feel the same, that we could have pushed a little bit further in the cups. But here we go.
It sounds like you have some regrets. Do you have any regrets over this season?
No, regrets, maybe not the right word, but you always reflect and look back at it and say, could we have done better?
Yeah.
And it's my first season here in England, so it's the first time I've experienced a season without a winter break. And we lost the League Cup final in March against a very strong and good Newcastle team.
Okay.
So that is the main reason why we've lost it. We've lost against Paris Saint-Germain in March, against a very good Paris Saint-Germain team, especially at that moment of time. I think they were 10 games.
Fair. I would say the same too. That
no goals conceded, 40
PSG
goals
hit
scored.
form right.
So they
right.
were at the top of their game at that moment. But coincidence or not, it was those those 2 games were not the best. The home game against Paris Saint-Germain was a very good game from us. So might this have anything to do with us playing from November to March, mainly with the same players?
So he's taking full responsibility for us not getting further in the cups. Also saying that if he should have rotated a lot more, which all of us was saying at the time, that more rotation should have been in the squad, but also that more transfers should have been in. So the squad could have rotated, so you could have players trusting in a lot of the players and stuff like that. But to see that he takes full responsibility for us getting knocked out of the League Cup and losing the League Cup final and getting knocked out of the FA Cup and losing to PSG, and he's still saying that the season isn't a great season, even though he won the league first time going. But we continue.
I'm not saying I'm going to change this, but it is something that is still going through my mind.
How will you change that? Strengthen your squad?
Rotating maybe a bit more.
Yes, he is saying that he needs to rotate some more.
So key for us this season. 2 out of these 3 games, they weren't at their best. So this simply has to do with the strength of Newcastle and Paris Saint-Germain, or this also had to do with 4 months in a row non-stop playing. And I'm not talking about the physical part, I'm also talking about the mental part. So something that goes through my mind.
So he's also looking at the fact that we played so many games, no rotation. There's not much I can say on that one. He's saying that he's pretty much saying everything that I guess all of us were saying at the time as a criticism of Arne Slot, is that he doesn't trust the players to rotate as much.
I at this moment believe because we didn't rotate that much, that's also the reason why we won the league. But maybe it's also the reason why we didn't win. No, why we were not at our best Paris Saint-Germain away and the final in the League Cup.
In terms of you taking over from Jurgen Klopp, it's from the outside looking in, it seems seamless. Is that how it was for you? Or do you feel that it was an easy transition?
No, I think in football nothing is easy. You have to work really hard for it, especially in the Premier League, to achieve what we've achieved. But I think in general for a club it's maybe better that only the manager leaves than 4 or 5 of your star players or your best players leave, because that's in the end the players win the games for you. And we do have impact as managers, but Jurgen was a very, very, very good manager, of course, been so successful over here. I wasn't that bad
No, absolutely not.
either. So if you then are working with the same players, then yeah, I think it's not so weird that you can expect similar things.
What do you like as a manager?
Yeah, so he's out here giving lots of credit to Jurgen Klopp, saying that it's Jurgen Klopp left him with a well-drilled team to go and challenge for the league, which is fair enough. I mean, it's not out here trying to take all the credit. He's not out here like saying that, okay, he needs a ton of signing. I mean, you guys have seen my video right throughout the season, which I am going ham at FSG board to get more signings in. Now, new season starts and lots of signings are coming in, and I will say big up to not to FSG, but big up to Richard Hughes to getting these signings through the door early for us to feel like we can go back again and do it back to back again. And hiring Arne Slot as a manager, the transition has been extremely well. And big up Kelly for this interview, because I know she's a Liverpool fan, massive. I mean, she's King Kenny's daughter, so what can we say?
Manager, because we heard from Salah recently, sort of saying that his first impression of you was tough. Are you tough?
As a human being, in the relation, I think that is not the word I would use.
Okay.
If it's about judging them on what they do on the training ground or in the weekend during the game, yeah, then I think I'm tough. Yeah, so I'm tough on, but not on does he miss a chance, yes or no, but I'm tough on work rate.
Okay, so this is where the criticism of Trent came in, because the manager now comes out and said he's tough on work rate and all that kind of stuff. And let's be honest, Trent has been criticized for his work rate, for all that kind of stuff. So I guess this is where it's all stemmed from, is the whole work rate thing with Trent and for the rest of the team. He also I watched a different interview with Salah where he was not training properly, and the manager pulled him aside and told him that he has to start training properly because he's a leader of the squad. And being a leader of the squad, the younger kids coming through look up to him, and if he doesn't train well, he's setting an example right across the squad. So yeah, it's a manager that I believe that have high standard of the players that plays for Liverpool, because playing for Liverpool you should have high standards. And really impressed with this end of season report from Arne Slot in this interview. Let's go.
During the week and during the game, but as a human being, they
You're
are
quite
all,
nice.
I hope that they feel quite nice. Yeah.
You come across well, so that's okay.
Okay.
Your in-game management, I'm interested in that. Because
Yeah, this is the big
key
thing,
is
because
we've
like
never witnessed
he
anything
changes a
like
lot of
this. You know,
stuff
you're
in
very,
games when he
able to adapt
earlier in the
games.
season.
That's something that's like vital
But
to you.
hear what he
something
has to
you
say
really
about that.
learned, because I don't think we've witnessed as much. We see what you do at half time. You're happy to change things.
And if you want to watch
Yeah,
the full interview, it's in the
I think
description.
that's one of the jobs we as a manager have. So we cannot influence that much during the game, but we can influence at halftime a little bit, and with the substitutions we make, we can also influence them. And of course, pre-match, we can influence a lot on what we expect.
And again, sorry to I have to keep pausing the video because there's stuff that he talks about that we can pinpoint throughout the season. Like, for example, when he talk about the in-game management, and we have seen him change formation 3, 4, 5 times in the game without making a substitution. We went down to 10 and he just like add more attackers on, trying to get points. Like, his in-game management is one of the best I've seen, like from a manager of a club. Like, it was really spot on this season. got us over the line. I am so excited for next season. Like, I honestly believe that he can go back to back. And I think, like my first video I said, when like this season, coming up to the end of the season, I think we have found our Paisley. But I was told not to get too gassed when I said that earlier this season. So let's go.
Expect the other team would do. What I've noticed is that most, well, I wouldn't say all of them, but most of my team meetings before the game, I can just throw them away in the bin because
Really?
so many teams did something different against us than they did the 5, 6, 7 or 8 games before they played against us, especially later onwards in the season. So then halftime is an interesting tool to use to show them, you expected probably this, and it's a good thing, but it's maybe something we have to develop, is that these players do quite well what you tell them to do.
So again, that hence why the second half against Liverpool, we always look different. We always come up better. We always look like we're about to attack and stuff. Because here he goes. He's explaining that, listen, second half of the games, we have to make changes because teams are kind of coming up and trying to find us out, and he have to, whatever he plans for the game, he has to change it last minute because teams are coming up preparing for Liverpool and changing the way they play. So he has to adjust how he plays while in game, which is really great that he's not just rigid to one way of playing. And
If I tell them we have to do build-up like this because we expect a certain press from the other team, then if the press is different, they still try to do the same build-up. Gets better and better, but that for a period of time, that was definitely the situation. So they listened quite well, quite good, but sometimes we had to adjust at halftime, and that's what we did.
The fact that you've won the league, you know, with a month to spare, has that given you time to kind of look ahead more and prep for next season, you know, and kind of look at your squad and think, these are the changes that I need to make right now, you know, rather than do it in the summer?
No.
so yeah, so this is a question about his he won the league so early. So what's the plans for the rest of the season? For me personally, I think he gives like a lot of players chance to play, to get out, try new things, get some of the players that haven't got rest throughout the season, get them rest. We see he rests Gravel for a game. McAllister has been rested for like 2 games. He deserves it because McAllister is playing out of his skin. Salah, he's not gonna get any rest because I think Salah needs to get that golden that golden boot, but he's chasing the record. It's the last game of the season. Come on, guys, we need to get that record in for Salah.
I think after working for 10 months with them, we, because it's much more we than it is I, know how we can strengthen the squad and what we can even do better, even if we keep the same squad next season. So we didn't need this month for that, but it's been a good month for all these players to be ready when they go to the national team.
Remember, guys, like the video, subscribe to the channel, get the channel grow. We're still trying to get to 100 subscribers. We're almost there.
Playing time as well. So
not asking for much, just subscribe. Just trying to get to 100.
For a big moment in their careers as well. So it's been a mixture of reasons why we've rotated more in the last few games. But if you look at
he's talking about the rotation. For the last couple of games
that have started throughout the whole season, and I think that's also what we can expect for Sunday when we play Palace. So the only 2 exceptions were Chelsea and Brighton. If I look at all the data we've run,
and he's saying that he's going to come with a strong squad for Sunday,
like Paris Saint-Germain, like Newcastle.
Yeah, because I think everybody needs to get out there to celebrate.
Football, if you play Chelsea away and Brighton away, we're not the first ones, and we'll also not be the last ones that lose in these 2 games.
Yeah, I'm sure. What will your squad look like? Do you kind of know? Will it look very different from what it looks like now in terms of August?
No, definitely not. No, there's a reason why.
Ooh, Arne with the poker face, saying that the squad won't look different.
The Champions League, which sounds weird because
I think this came up before the Verts and the Frimpong signings. That this interview
came
out.
We were so unlucky to face Paris Saint-Germain in their best moment of the season. Till now, we were the only team that over 2 games brought them to, I think no one brought them to extra time, and we brought them to penalties. So that tells you how close we were over there. We have a very strong team, so it would be weird and strange to change a lot.
Yeah.
But in this competition, in this league, everybody tries to become better. Everywhere around the world, everyone tries to become better. But in this league, this 9 out of 10 times goes hand in hand with spending a lot of money. So we haven't done that last season, which is remarkable, and that probably makes it even more special that we've won the league.
Yeah, it does.
Someone also told me, I don't know if it's true, but if it's true, I lie because of that person, that since Alex Ferguson, there's not been a team that has given so many academy minutes to players that have won the league, to teams that have won the league. So not sure if it's true.
Okay.
Yeah, we have to check that out. I'll check that out and
academy all around
talk about
England
that.
as well.
If Liverpool has given the most academy minutes as a
title
title winner outside of Alex Ferguson.
But in this league, you also once in a while need to strengthen the team by buying players.
Absolutely. And the fact that you've won the title, you've set the bar really high. So how do you go again? Do you think it'll be harder?
Yeah, so I'm just waiting for one more piece of the interview, and then we kind of wrap it up.
But just as hard.
But
and that's
you know what? Let me just hop over to it.
There are so many competitors in this competition.
So yes, I'm just going to hop over to the other section that he was talking about. So the other part that he was talking about is the English team that's playing in the Europa and the Europa Conference League, and how English teams are going to dominate it years to come. But let's just play that clip and then
it is happening. I know that there's a change in setup in the Europa League, so this is the first season that no teams can go from Champions League towards the Europa League. So that does influence which teams are going to go to the final. I expect Conference League finals and Europa League finals the upcoming years, if they don't change this setup with Champions League teams going down, that almost every season is going to be an English final or an English team in the final.
Because it's so strong.
You cannot compare the number now it's the number 6 or 7, I think, that's going to play Europa League, but you cannot compare the number 6 and 7 from this league with the 6 and 7 of Spain or Italy or Holland or Belgium or Germany. The 6 or 7 in England have 3 times as much money, or maybe even more, than all these teams I'm not just talking about. So I think the playing field is.
Yeah, so it's trying to explain that the playing field isn't level for England team and the rest of Europe, especially now that the teams are not dropping down in the conference, which, I mean, that's the thing that a lot of Arsenal fans have been saying about Spurs winning the Europa League, is that because the teams aren't dropping down in the Europa League, it's not as strong as before. Well, again, it's not Spurs' fault for the change of the competition. It's not Spurs' fault that they are one of the strongest teams in the competition. And it's Spurs and Manchester United. Any other season, Spurs and Manchester United would be challenging for Champions League places. Again, they're having a crap season where they finish 16th and 17th respectfully. 16th, 17th respectfully. One of them win the Europa League. Now, we're looking into the teams that's going into the Europa League next season and the conference. I guess that he's right. But, yeah, he's right on that one. But let's hear what he has to say more.
Is a little bit unhonest, if you want to call it like this. So it's a big advantage for the English teams. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, so that's where we're going to end this interview with Arne Slot and on Sky. It's a really good interview. If you want to watch a full interview, I think I covered most of the interview. So if you really want to watch the interview, you can always go check it out on Sky Sports. I'll link the to the video in the description below, where you can go watch the full interview with Arne Slot, talking about the whole season, his views on the whole Europa League thing, grade Liverpool. And you can go watch that video without hearing my loudmouth talking. But anyways, we're trying to get to 100 subscribers before the end of the season. Champions League is next weekend. Please like the video, share the video, comment on the video so it can get out, so more people can watch the video, watch the content, and get us over the line to 100 subscribers. All right. Peace. Catch you on the other one.